Thank you for staying with us. This is the final part of Sports Tonight, and I told you I have two very important persons in the house, and essentially we'll be talking the development of amateur football in Nigeria, with emphasis, of course, on the nationwide league. Let me introduce my immediate right, Nkechi Obiji, a woman of so many parts, respected sports marketer, and we're happy to have you on Sports Tonight, Nkechi.
So it's my pleasure to be here.
I know you've had a long day watching.
Very long day.
Thank you for honoring our call.
No problem, anytime.
Well, I want to talk especially about the young man on the far right. That's the executive secretary of the Nationwide League. He's done an amazing amount of work. We're talking about amateur football, but they've been able to package it in such a way that even the National League and somehow the Premier League are beginning to get envious because of the organization that they brought to it. The executive secretary of the Nationwide League, Shola Agunawo, is also on Sports Tonight. Good to have you on Sports Tonight.
Good evening.
All right, let's start with what we've been able to do. Tomorrow is the final day. It's been challenging, I know. Talk to us about it, the Super 8.
Yeah, it's all about the picking up the winner for the season. The 8 teams participating, they've all got promoted to the professional cadre. And we decided that we should have a winner among all the clubs in the Nationwide League. We have over 165 football clubs spread across the country. And it's very necessary for us to have one single winner for the year. So that was why we have the Super 8 tournament among the top 8 clubs in the league. Like in our Division 1 clubs, we have 40 clubs, and they are in 8 different zones, and from the zones we have each winner, and among the 8 are the ones in Lagos now. It's just unfortunate that only 2 of them could not make it to Lagos for reasons best known to them. Some say financial reasons and other stuff. So, but we are happy that we have 6 teams, and we've been having fun in Lagos. And to cap it all, most of the Premier League clubs in Nigeria are with us in Agege.
I see them, the coaches.
Yes.
They are coming to scout for talents.
Yes, and that is the essence of having the non-professional league in the country. And at the same time, we have teams in the National League. They are there as well. And we have scouts outside this country too, because they believe that Nigerians are best in the youth football. And that makes them to be interested in our league, the Nationwide League, because we have young talents in the country, and they may do exceptionally well. And I must confess to you, most of the clubs have been calling to tell us that they've seen what they wanted, that they need to get rid of over 75% of their players, because they've now seen it in top leagues of the world that the young boys are the ones that are actually doing the job. So they're happy to be with us, and they've been picking players. And I must confess to you, I was arguing with some friends about a week ago that National League clubs transfer more players outside this country than the Premier League clubs. Because the top clubs in Europe and even the middle class clubs, they believe that Nigeria has the best record when it comes to youth football all over the world. And most of these players are from the Nationwide League, and it gives us the opportunity to have more of our boys going outside the country to play their trade and to possibly develop more and fend for themselves.
All right, but before I come to Nkechi, let me just quickly do this. Let me update you with the results. Today we had semi-final matches of the Super 8. So I will just allow you to see the results of the semi-final matches that were played. Right there on your screen, AS Racine beat Enyimba Feeders by a 1-0. That's in the first semi-final. And in the second semi-final, it ended goalless. Papilo, that's the club of Nwankwo Kanu, and FRSC of Abuja, ended it goalless, and it went to the penalties, and Papilo lost on penalties. So tomorrow, we'll be having the third place game that will start at 11 between Papilo and My People FC, and then you'll be having the final game at about 4 p.m., if I'm right, Chola, 4 p.m., you have AS Racine, that's the Lagos team, against FRSC of Abuja. That's the final game at 4. And there will be an impressive lineup of guests who want to come and see. We've been having a large turnout of people every match there at Agege Stadium, and tomorrow is the final one. And I'm sure that a lot of people will also come to watch this one. Nkechi, you've been actively involved in the amateur league. I've followed your involvement from the very beginning.
Yeah.
And I'm impressed with the support that this competition has received,
Yeah.
The organization of the clubs and everything. How challenging has that been for you, helping to put this together, coupled, of course, with the quality of football that we've also seen?
Well, Tony, you know, like you said, I've been involved in this from, you know, about 3 years ago when Shola approached me and, you know, detailed what their challenges were. And one of the first things I said to him is that the product must be good. So at that time, there were a few issues regarding disciplinary issues. They had a very high record. And I said, Shola, you've got to clean up this, you know. It's a good thing we can now say that our league had the least on, you know, it was practically non-existent disciplinary issues. Over the past 3 years, we've been able to steady the ship. Yeah, steady the ship, made everybody understand that the season must start and finish bang on time. All those funny results won't happen with us. That's first and foremost. Secondly, we were perceived as amateurs, so it was a bit difficult to get people to understand what the potentials were. We're actually the largest of the leagues, 165 clubs spread in 36 states. We've got 12 to 14,000 people in our ecosystem. So it became a bit difficult not to, you know, to fathom why companies were not looking at us. But when we spoke with them, it was just simply that they couldn't grasp that we really did, we could deliver what we were saying we could. The challenge we have in this country is that everybody is so used to a particular way of doing things that they couldn't honestly see that we were who we said we were. Fortunately, they are beginning to come around. I guess there's no more easy money, so you've got to come and check what you've got at home. And then, two, the clubs also will start making them understand that you've got to see a commercial bent in what you're doing. So it's not enough to say we're playing this thing. Yes, we're saying 1 or 2 players, but there must be, you're the grassroots of football. There must be some impact in your communities. And part of the impact in your community is that the people in your community must see you as the community club.
Identify with you.
Identify with you. Look, we see clubs in the 3rd division, 4th division in England and what have you. They've all got their own stadia, they've got everything. It may not be large, but it's their home. They can engage in commercial activity, they can do a few things. How come we're not doing that? There's been too much emphasis in the feeding bottle mentality that someone has got to provide that for you. You need to start providing those things so yourself. So we started looking at how the clubs can go to the next level of commercial endeavor that will ensure there's some stability for them to recruit the best players in the community, to, you know, so that they could develop properly and truly be the bedrock of league football in this country. I'm glad with the reports that Shola has given that we have Premier League clubs coming to look at our young players. I've been absolutely fascinated by the quality of the football I've seen.